with you guys? It is your boy West Coast. So, yo, man, this Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys will start their playoff journeys, and it's going to start against the San Francisco 49ers. So here are a couple of my tips defensively on what the Cowboys need to do to be able to execute versus this high-octane running offense. First thing and foremost, the Dallas Cowboys need to put the Dallas Cowboy defense on the field first. What I mean is this: when the Dallas Cowboys, at the beginning of the game, we need to do whatever we can to either win the coin toss or whatever we have to do to put our defense on the field first. Reason being is because the Dallas Cowboys offense in the last 7 games has only scored 1 time on their open drive. But the Dallas Cowboy defense in their last 7 games have not allowed touchdowns. So the Dallas Cowboy defense, in my opinion, is the most explosive and the more big brother of this team. Why not put the Dallas Cowboy defense on the field first, allow them to possibly get a sack or let them get a turnover, and then the offense can come out on the field and actually live in the momentum that the defense created for them. Also, you get an opportunity to do a double dip, which typically doesn't happen in the NFL, but in the playoffs, you got to look for the opportunities. An opportunity is when you get the double dip is basically when, you know, you let the opposing team get the ball on offense and then you create a turnover, but then you also get the ball at the beginning of the second half. So that is something very important the Cowboys should be able to look out and try to do this week. Secondly, Micah Parsons, you're going to have to play a little bit more linebacker than defensive end this week. Reason being is because San Francisco 49ers, they're about to bring in this aggressive rushing attack. And Micah, we're going to need you at the second level to help fight off those D tackles. That's partial. I mean, not fight off the D tackles, but actually help the D tackles when they're fighting off the guards. But more importantly, we're going to need you to help keep these running backs at bay and to help us keep Deebo Samuel at bay when he goes into the backfield and runs. Because Deebo Sanders right now has 8 touchdowns. He set the NFL record for wide receiver or any player scoring that many touchdowns that wasn't a running back. So, Micah, we are going to need you more of a linebacker this week. And then when we know for a fact they're going to rush the passer, then we'll definitely put you big back there and let you rush the passer. All right, next, my defensive tackles, my boy Quinn Bohannon, Osa Odigizura, and Carlos Watkins, man. You guys are going to have to play big this week. Reason being is the same thing I just said about Micah Parsons. They're bringing in a really high-octane rushing attack, and more importantly, they believe in their rushing attack. So Cowboys defensive tackles, man, I'm going to need you guys on point today. Tomorrow, you guys are going to have to really set the edge. I'm not set the edge. You guys are going to have to really make sure you don't get moved in the middle. Make sure you don't get moved. In defensive ends, you got to make sure that you guys set the edge. You know what I'm saying? So that we're not allowing these guys to get around us. But more importantly, my defensive tackles, man, you got to help your linebackers keep those guards and those tackles on their sides of the ball so that they won't be playing with my linebackers all day. Nextly, we have to attack their tight ends. What I mean by attack their tight ends is this: attack the tight ends before the tight end can get upfield and help in the run game. The Cowboys have to attack them. D-Law, Micah Parsons, Randy Gregory, you see that tight end sitting in front of you, blow his ass up. Reason being is because if you blow him up and he's a run play, guess what? That's one less person there is to run block. And if he's on a pass play and you blow his butt up, guess what? That's one last person you got to defend. So Dallas Cowboys defensive ends always be attacking their tight ends. Get these guys off balance. Get these guys not understanding what they're doing. Next thing we have to do is we got to create the opportunities. We got to create the turnovers. What I mean by creating the turnovers is, listen, Jimmy G in his last 2 starts has thrown 4 interceptions. Yes, I repeat, 4 interceptions in his last 2 starts. This is a guy who gets uncomfortable, and when he gets uncomfortable, he makes sporadic decisions. Defensive line, work together. Let's get pressure on this guy so that he can make some errant throws, make some bad throws, and put that ball in the air so a guy like Trevon Diggs and Anthony Brown can go get that thing. Anthony Brown, when it comes your way, catch that thing. You feel me? Also, we got to know where Deebo Samuel is at all times. The reason being is because he's a playmaker. He's their #1 playmaker. I'm going to be honest with you. They typically use Deebo Samuel to start their offense off. So I would not be surprised if right out the gate, the first play out the game, I would assume it's probably going to be a handoff to Deebo Samuel or some type of screen to get him involved. Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, does a really, really good job, honestly, you guys, of getting his playmakers involved and getting them involved in the game early. So that's why I said at the beginning of the game, be prepared for a heavy dose of Deebo Samuel. Trevon Diggs, I'm not going to shadow you the entire game because I don't want to take you that much out the game. But I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a large portion of this game where you're going to be on Deebo Samuels and you're going to have to know where he is. And you're going to have to do your best to shut this guy down. Trevon Diggs, you're an excellent tackler. You're an excellent tackler. So one thing I love about you, you're an excellent tackler. So, you know, I know one thing I do know about you is, you know, if you do get a hand on him, you will be able to bring him down. But I'm going to tell you guys this right here. This goes for the entire defense. This is not the week to be trying to play strip search. If you need to tackle, these guys are kings of the yak. They sip on that yak. What I mean by is this. These guys, they will bounce off guys and they will do all types of different things. Dallas Cowboys, don't really go for the strip this week. Go for the for sure tackle and get these guys down to the ground. If you're able to do that, you're going to minimize your tackles. You're going to minimize your missed tackles and you're going to give yourself more opportunity to get these plays over and done with. More importantly, man, focus on your keys and understand where these guys are and stop the run.